Hey everybody, welcome back to the Elemental Starlink Network. And I am Gwen.
I'm Kelly.
And today we are bringing you a channeling on how they're a tribal star being, and there's some with purple skin and some with blue skin.
Yeah, and they're two separate tribes.
Yes.
So nobody gets confused.
So we've been channeling them for quite a few days now and taking notes, and we thought we would share with you, and perhaps you have seen them too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look down at my notes a lot.
Yeah, me too. That's okay.
Yeah. So you want to start with the blue or purple, did you say?
Let's do blue.
Okay. So the most important thing that I got out of this is the blue ones, and maybe the purple ones too, are like ancestors of a living tribe here now on Earth. Because when we were channeling them, kept going back and forth to seeing the blue and then like the dark-skinned tribe here, and we thought it might have been Africa or somewhere like that. So,
it's almost like the blue people are here,
yeah,
cloaked as tribes from Africa.
yeah,
Yes.
yes. And the looks of the ones that are here now I got are like a dark skin, and randomly one or two of them will have really, really blue eyes. And what we gathered from that was they are the shaman of the group, or the medicine type doctors, or the more spiritual ones. And they're all about the environment, teaching us about environmental issues and things like that.
Yeah, and so the men, we noticed they're born with these markings.
Yeah.
And each person or each being,
Yeah.
has different markings, males, as they're born. And they're black, so we've seen some with the black here and the black here. And these, they're imprinted like on them from birth.
Yeah, it's like a birthmark that they're born with.
Yes. Only males have it. Only males.
Yeah. You want to go talk about the planet that the blue ones are from?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we notice, I'm not sure what planet this is, but I know it has 2 moons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very lush.
Yeah.
And green.
Yes.
And what else? I want to say, I saw some like temples there.
Mm-hmm. Pyramids?
Yes.
The pyramids. And
pyramids.
That's the one where we saw the crystal in the middle, like of a
yes
area, and it seemed like a power source, sort of. It was it looked like a raw crystal, and it was jagged, and it had a point. It pointed higher on one end, and there was a body of water around it, like a pond, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Not like a pond, but it wasn't like a river or anything like that. And it seemed really, the water seemed important to them, and it was like turquoise blue.
Yes. And so as we were looking at this water, this was pretty cool. So as we were looking at this water, we saw like an elder woman.
Mm-hmm.
Did you happen to write down her name?
I don't think we got her name.
Okay. An elder woman, and she was picking up the water with her hands, and she was putting it on her face and holding it up to the like universe
Mhm.
and chanting something as the water was coming down, dripping on her. What else did we see?
And it felt like she was using it. It was like a holy water in that kind
Yeah,
of, and then a child came up and tugged on her
yeah.
and wanted her attention. And
And they
we
were speaking in the native tongue.
yeah, and we heard it, but don't ask us to say it.
Yeah. But I understood it.
Yeah.
And so the kid tugs on her, and she, in her native tongue, she looks at him and says something, but it was, "What is it, child?"
Yeah.
Like that. And so he's sitting there like doing these
Something with his,
energy,
yeah.
yeah, these energy, I want to say like geometric symbols or whatever. And so he was showing her, "Hey, look what I can do." And as he was making these symbols, they would be infused with light
Uh-huh.
and they would be sent out into the ethers. And so this lady, I guess, helps like the tribal young with abilities,
Yeah. Yeah.
to like fine tune their abilities. And my take is because the other children that we saw were chasing bugs, and this one was just doing stuff with his hands and sending out symbols. And so my impression was their attunements. And I asked, "What are these for?"
Yeah.
And what do we get? Their attunements.
Humans that are sent to us.
Yes.
It's hard
And
to.
others in the universe.
Yeah. Yeah. So she was basically teaching him and proud of him for that. And um, yeah, that was cool. I remember asking you, "What's he doing with his hands?"
Mhm. It was awesome.
It was. It was
And
really cool.
so they're like a really simple tribe.
Yeah.
A really simple.
Yeah.
They're into like environmental stuff. Um, they live. Where do they live? In like these, I want to say, it's almost like these hut type things that come out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's like underground, but they kind of raise over the ground.
Right.
And then the top of them is kind of lush green, and they make like a mound shape, but not perfect mound.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
Yeah.
And then what do they eat?
Well, it looked like a weird turnip type thing.
Yes.
And they do eat like caterpillars and grubs.
Yeah, and these grubs, they glow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was cool.
Yes.
It was awesome.
So again, this.
And I know they come to Earth and study the environment here. The ones that aren't here studying the environment here.
Yeah. So that was interesting. I think that was about all for the blue ones.
Yes. Now the purple ones. The purple tribal beings are from New Earth. They're located on different planets, but they have located to New Earth, I got.
Mm-hmm.
Now these beings are purple and they're bald.
Yeah.
And the one that I was talking to had like a band of, I want to say like gold, and then a stone in the middle of her head.
Mm-hmm.
And she was wearing these rings around her neck that were gold, and she had multiple layers of rings on her wrists and her ankles.
Mm-hmm.
And on New Earth, they live in these like tree huts,
Mm-hmm.
these lush tree huts in the trees. And it's strange because above these tree huts, there's these like I want to say double, how do you say the double terminated
Oh,
crystal?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They float above.
Okay, and they're pointy on both ends. That's
Yes.
terminated. Yeah.
Almost like a diamond shape,
Mm-hmm.
but double terminated.
Yeah.
And these crystals just float. And these beings have come and are at different points to bring like a synergy and to open up certain gates to New Earth, like to bring in that energy.
Okay.
Well, they said synergy.
Right. Right.
These are like very heart-centered, loving beings.
Yeah, and we're connecting them with the blue. Like they're not the same, but they have like a tribal feel.
Yes.
And the male that I saw, um, when he opened his eyes, his the inside of his eye looked like the shape of the sun, and it was
Mm-hmm.
yellow. And I saw one with like lots of stars on it, like a star tattoo type of thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure quite what that meant, but it felt like he was like an elder or uh, what do you call the leaders?
Elders, leader, yeah.
Yeah, and I did
Oh
see a scene where they were um, like in a circle at night and doing some kind of ceremony.
mm-hmm.
Sure.
And those blue ones are really tied into Africa
Yes.
because they kept showing us back and forth, back and forth, back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
and we were getting so confused.
Right, right. And we had to keep looking at the skin color, like, well, okay, is that a blue one or is that a brown one? And yeah, it was cool. It was really pointed out that they were ancestors of the ones that are here now, which is really cool.
Yes. And I think that's it for now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting anything? Any messages?
No, we did receive a message from one of
It's
the
kind of personal.
It was personal and made us cry and made us happy. So we're just grateful that we can share this with you guys, and
I can hear a bit of light language, but
go for it.
oh my goodness. Okay. She's saying, Desha Shanani Chuitatai. Tuat Kanani. Duishan Akanani. Maktau Suin Nakanani. And she ends with Daisha. I don't know. I'm not feeling what it means. I don't know, but
It sounded great.
whoever knows, you can put down in the comments.
Please, we hear it all the time, and sometimes we understand it, sometimes we don't.
Sometimes I don't.
So please feel free to comment and subscribe.
Let us know if you guys like see tribal star people. We'd really like to know. I love to hear other people's experiences and what they see because I just love it.
Yeah, and it validates other people and it validates us, and so thanks for listening.
Thank you guys so much.
We'll see you next time. Bye.